Welcome to the Japan America Society webinar, Shinola and the legendary architect Yamasaki. I am Society President Lizanne Gui, and tonight we're kind of pre-gaming for our 30th anniversary celebration scheduled for next year on June 3rd at the Shinola Hotel. When we're finally going to get to anticipate the opening of the Tokyo Summer Games and be dazzled by Toyota's mobility project at the Games. This Shinola program is part of our ongoing series on craftsmanship in production and the Japanese concept of Takumi, particularly production processes that have been practiced and carefully honed, and the adaptation of these traditional techniques to modern technology to accomplish the best manufacturing result possible. The series began last summer with a Japanese sake brewer in Brooklyn, Shinobu Kato-san. He walked us through the painstaking sake production process of rice refinement and fermentation. The whole Takumi Effect series is sponsored by Japan Foundation. The Society welcomes new members, so please feel free to reach out to us. The website and social media links are in the chat function. And now, Shinola is a Detroit brand that perfectly fits the Takumi theme because of their dedication to artisanal manufacturing processes. And here to tell us about it and the product that was inspired by the Detroit-based legendary Japanese-American architect Minoru Yamasaki are Shinola's Greg Veras and Bryson Uejo. We may have time for a question or two when they are completed. If you want to submit them in the Q&A function. Bryson Uejo is coming to us from Shinola operation in Waikiki, and the Detroit-based Greg Veras is the design director of watches at Shinola. So I'm going to turn it over to Bryson first to give us a walkthrough of the brand.
Hello everyone, my name is Bryson Uejo. I was born in Osaka, Japan, and moved to Hawaii when I was roughly around 4 years old. I've been with Shinola for just over 4 years. But before I begin, I just want to thank everyone from the Japan America Society for the opportunity to introduce who we are and what we're passionate about. All right, first let's start with our brand mission. Born in Detroit, Shinola makes beautiful, enduring, handcrafted goods that are built to be lived in, worn out, and well loved. From the start, Shinola has always stood for great quality. We know that quality doesn't just mean perfect when you buy it. We believe that quality means being able to withstand the test of time. We came to Detroit in 2011, and we absolutely fell in love with Detroit. Detroit was built on great quality manufacturing, and we couldn't think of a better place to set up shop. We saw Detroit as a place full of opportunity, hardworking people, and of course, determination. First thing we did was open our watch factory in the iconic Argonaut building. Here we assemble 500 to 700 watches a day, all compiled with the highest quality Swiss and imported components. We also have our own leather strap factory just down the hall from our watch factory. Here, majority of the watch straps are cut, sewn, and painted. This process takes more than 30 steps to accomplish and roughly around 30 minutes to make just one watch strap. For everything else that we make outside of Detroit, we partner with select manufacturing and suppliers both across the United States and around the world that meet our high quality standards. In 2013, we introduced our very first watch, the Runwell. We named it the Runwell simply because we wanted our very first watch to run well. The Runwell has since become our flagship model and is still the most iconic watch that we currently have in our network. The image here showcases the differences between the Runwell collections from the original Runwell to the Runwell chronograph and finally the Runwell automatic. On this screen here, you see the Birdie, our very first watch. We launched this watch shortly after Detroit became the first US city to declare bankruptcy. As you can imagine, during this time, Detroit was seeing a lot of negative press about the bankruptcy. Shinola's answer to all the negative press featured an ad with a clean image of the birdie with captions that simply read, "For those of you who have written off Detroit, we give you the birdie." The birdie has since become one of our most popular women's watches for all the right reasons. The birdie provides a versatile look that can be dressed up or dressed down. Since building watches in Detroit, Shinola fans have been asking if and when we will be producing an automatic watch line. And boy, did Shinola deliver. Our very first automatic was the Monster. This timepiece was also a dive certified watch, which was a first for our company. Next, we have the Detroit. The Detroit was introduced in late 2019. The Detroit is an accessible platform built around quality and fun with just as much attention to detail and the same standards of quality as all of our other watches. Each watch has its own unique story behind it. And the best part about the Detroit is we bring out a new fun colorway every month. In addition to our watches, we also make large collections of leather goods from belts, wallets, briefcases, and backpacks, like the ones pictured here. This page shows some of our items and our most popular leather type that we call the Navigator leather. This Navigator leather was inspired by vintage pilot jackets that developed character over time through patina. Our Navigator leather was designed to age as beautifully as those pilot jackets and develop a patina and character as you wear it. It develops a sense of a unique story to the wearer. Here you can see Shinola's first two locations. On the left, our flagship store located on Canfield Street in Detroit, and on the right, our Tribeca store located in New York. All of our store spaces are unique and help showcase the brand in a very, very special way. In 2018, we opened our doors to our very first Shinola hotel. When people walk into the hotel, we want them to have this reaction like, I want to move here. That's the instant familiarity and timelessness that Shinola strives for. When you're in Detroit, I highly recommend checking out the Shinola Hotel. It's just an absolutely stunning, beautiful hotel. Everything from the food, the hospitality, to just the ambiance. It's very immersive, and it's just such a unique feeling that I feel like no other hotel provides. Well, I just wanted to thank everyone to give me the opportunity to introduce our brand. If anyone find themselves in Hawaii, hopefully it's sooner than later. I hope you pop into the Waikiki store and just come in and say hi. But I am very excited to introduce our next speaker, Greg, who will be sharing one of our limited edition watches from our Great American series called the Yamasaki. Greg?
Bryce, an excellent representation of the brand. I think it was great to kind of recap the brand and see all of the ways that I think we think about craftsmanship, not only in the hands-on work that we do, but in the design, and you can see it in the hotel. The hotel, which by the way is open and staying busy, I hear. So that's good to get back to normal a little bit. And thank you all for attending today to listen a little bit about our brand and this special project that we launched at the end of last year, celebrating Minoru Yamasaki within our Great American series. Bryson, can you move ahead here? So through his world-class architecture, Minoru Yamasaki has created a lasting legacy that continues to delight and surprise those who are lucky enough to experience his buildings in Detroit and beyond. As a way to honor the man behind the mid-century modern marvels this country has come to appreciate and admire, we have named Minoru Yamasaki a Shinola Great American. We created our Great American series to celebrate American icons who have made a special impact on this country. Through a collection of limited edition products that are beautifully crafted by our skilled team of artisans, we pay tribute to those who have been a source of inspiration for so many. So that frames our Great American series a little bit, and I think it's obvious why we would be honored to have Minoru Yamasaki as the next member. And so what we're looking at now is the building that we took great inspiration from. This is a photograph that actually somebody on our team, a photography team, took of the McGregor Center on the Wayne State University campus. He has many beautiful buildings. This is not the largest one, but in my view, the most beautiful. And so, well, maybe other than the one Woodward Center where we are sitting, also a beautiful building. So this is part of what we focused on when we got into becoming inspired by Yamasaki, which was not a hard thing to do. So if we could move forward to the watch. So this is actually a digital rendering of where we ended up after our design process. We chose a very modern watch. We felt the work that Yamasaki did was very modern and classic at the same time, which is exactly why we created this case shape called the Canfield. And so it has a nice open expanse of glass, gives it a very modern feel, but still has classic touches like the onion crown coin edge and the wire lugs. So it from the beginning, we chose that, and then we began to think deeply about how we can make this a true honor and homage to Minoru Yamasaki. So if we can move ahead a little bit. This is a photograph of the watch looking inside of the package. So in addition to thinking a lot about the watch, with everything we do, we think about the presentation of the watch, and we like to create and craft packaging that you can feel on an emotional level. It tells the audience how much we care about what we're doing and the craftsmanship that we put into it. A lot of that comes down to the presentation. So a lot of these become keepsakes. We don't make disposable packaging. And so here you see the 38 millimeter Minoru Yamasaki Canfield sitting next to an aluminum pen, which we'll see a little bit later, but it speaks to his work as an architect. If we could jump forward. This is kind of lays out some of the other things that we included with the Yamasaki watch. You can see a little bit more detail on the box, the wood box there, solid wood box. That kind of spoke to maybe think of an architectural model. So those would be balsa wood. I think this is maple, but it felt very architectural, and it picked up on some of, we kind of made an abstraction of some of the work that he does in Detroit, again, specifically the McGregor Center. So we included some photographs to honor his work again, and packaged it all up nicely. We can move forward here. In this box. So this would be the first thing you see, to get back to the unboxing experience again. It's all about layers and surprise. Three things that were very important to Yamasaki was surprise and serenity, surprise, and delight. And so these are things that we're repeating in our heads as we're working on this. So serenity, you can kind of feel it in the color of the wood and the overall kind of lightness and calmness of the packaging. And then we can get to the surprise part in the next slide. So you take the sleeve off, you open the wood box, and you're presented with an envelope that has a very intentional string closure, again, speaking to his work as an architect and some of the everyday things that he might have used along with the pen. And so you open the envelope, you're greeted with the photographs, and then of course, last but not least, you see the watch. So all in all, I think we try to honor who we're celebrating, and we can move to the next slide here. This is again the Yamasaki watch. This is the first time we're seeing photography of it. I say this a lot, but our photography team is phenomenal, and so again, craftsmanship can go into so many different professions, any profession really. So you were focusing on manufacturing today, but photography, there's a craft to it, and just a level of attention to detail and weight and purpose that you put into what you do. And so this photograph here kind of shows a lot of the detail that we put into the design, the matte texture of the black dial. We felt like it captured some of the cement work that Yamasaki had done. If you were to zoom in on the tiny indexes, you would see tiny three-dimensional shapes that look like the McGregor Center. The shape of the hands, you'll notice behind Bryson. Again, the McGregor Center windows. I literally traced those, and so and then the overall balance of the dial is very important. And so I think that part of it speaks to the serenity that was important to Yamasaki. And so, do we have a slide after this, or is this okay? We can back up and look at the watch some more. And so, yeah, it was just a pleasure to work with Minoru Yamasaki's family, who was very gracious about celebrating him and very modest as well. There's a royalty when you do stuff like this, and they wanted all of the money to go to low-income housing. So very important cause for them. And so it was all done for a good purpose. We didn't want us to really mention that much, but I will here. So it made us feel good that we were celebrating not only a fantastic designer, but an excellent human being. And so, yeah, one of my favorite projects to work on. And in the context of craftsmanship that we're speaking about today, I think he embodies it in the work that he did, and we try to carry on that legacy in Detroit. So thank you all for listening. I think we sold out online, but there are a few of these left in stores if you want to try to hunt them down. Please do.
Actually, Greg, I got word from our inventory team that yes, it might be sold out online, and I think a lot of stores are sold out as well, but they are like a handful left in the factory. If anyone's interested in purchasing it, feel free to contact us, and we'll get the watch to them. But yeah, then again, there is only a handful left in the company.
I might have to go get one. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. It is a beautiful homage to Yamasaki, and I really appreciate that Shinola chose him. Our office is, as you can see, at One Detroit Center, and this is the lobby of our office. And we appreciate this architecture every day, and I really think you captured it, especially those hands that show the pointed windows and the fact that you can see through the hand, so it really is a window. It's just excellent. And Bryson, thank you too for the beautiful shots of Detroit. I loved seeing the hotel and the Canfield store, and we're really so excited to be able to bring the Japan America Society to the hotel next June. You know, we were postponed. It was supposed to be last June when the Olympics were supposed to start in July. So we're just gonna do this whole thing next year instead. And your hotel is gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to having everyone from the Japan America Society get to have that feeling that you mentioned. Now, I'm gonna just check for a question, since I promised that people could ask a question. Oh, there's a question about the Olympics, and if Shinola had any Olympics plans for products or.
So we did have a plan for the Olympics, which obviously there was a wrench thrown in that plan. But during lockdown, we continued to work at home, and those of us that could, and those of us that couldn't, mainly our manufacturing team, they were just looking forward to the day that they could get back to work. So the first thing we did was, while we were shut down, we pivoted from the Olympics watch that we had created to a watch that's honored frontline workers. And again, we gave away the money from that, and it was a Olympics themed watch, and we kept the name The Champ, and it was more, the champs this year were the people out there, that had to continue to work, and so we could all move forward in some way. So I'm not sure if any of those are available anymore, but it was really, really great project. And so our Olympic watch became a frontline kind of workers watch. And so go dig it up if you want to see it. It can, it's really, really fun.
Oh, that's a great story. That's a great story in a way, fast shifting and pivoting of being able to switch that over. Yeah, that's wonderful. Very great of Shinola to do that too. Okay, that's the only question. Oh, I think maybe I have one more. Let me just take another quick look. Oh, people are asking if it's possible to get Shinola products in Japan.
We do have a store. I believe it's Isetan. Is that a store or a city? Oh, we call it Isetan. And there was, I know there's interest in our product in Japan. And I think the owner of the shop was a big fan and wanted to carry our product. So there's, I believe one place you can buy them in Japan, in Tokyo.
Inside of the department.
Somewhere in Tokyo, yeah.
Greg, sorry, I was just updated that for the longest time I thought they were still open as well, but I just got word that we actually pulled out our pop-up in Isetan due to the whole COVID thing.
Okay.
But yeah,
we'll get back there.
Our products are received extremely well from our Japanese clientele, especially here being in Hawaii. A good amount of our traffic will be from Japan, and they come here to shop for quality because, of course, they have that mindset coming from the Japanese lifestyle, and they want quality American-made goods. And right now, it's kind of a rarity in the market, and I think that's why it resonates so well with our Japanese clientele. And from what I understood, I personally went to our pop-up in Shinjuku, and it was just amazing to see our products being showcased in Isetan, which is a very high-end luxury department store in Tokyo. So that was a huge, I had to kind of step back and really just take it all in, and that we've made it all. And it's really amazing.
Excellent. Well, maybe there'll be another time for that pop-up to pop back up.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys. It's just been really exciting and wonderful to have Shinola, and I hope that our whole situation improves so that we can go ahead with our program in June. So I want to thank you, and I want to let everyone know, thank you all for joining, and I want to let you know that the next program in the series of Takumi will present traditional designs that inspired the Tokyo Olympics logo and the mascots there. And there will be lots of updates about Olympic-themed 30th anniversary event at the Shinola Hotel. So if you follow us on our social media and the links that we pasted in the chat, we'd love to see you again at our programs. And with that, I am going to let everyone enjoy the rest of their evening. Thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it. Shinola. Thanks. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.